Let's make a vegan and gluten-free lemon loaf. To start, we're going to get a medium to large mixing bowl and add 2 tablespoons of freshly zested lemon rind. Add 1 3/4 cup of your favorite non-dairy milk, soy works the best here, and a 1/2 cup of applesauce. Add 3 flax eggs. We got a bunch of combining ingredients here today because it's totally gluten-free. Add 3/4 cup of lemon juice in addition to a 1/2 cup's worth of cashew butter, coconut oil, or coconut manna work perfectly here as well. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I like to add a lot. I can add up to a tablespoon's worth because I love the flavor. And add 3/4 cup of coconut sugar or monk fruit sweetener. Add 1 tablespoon of baking powder in addition to 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda and combine with your wet ingredients. I've found that combining my rising agents with the wet ingredients before adding my dry ingredients actually makes the loaf rise better in the oven. I don't know the science behind it, but I've seen a couple of food creators do it, so I started doing it and it has not failed me. So your mixture will bubble up, it'll get super aerated, but it will definitely make the rising process really nice and consistent. Add 3 cups of oat flour in addition to a 1/3 cup of gluten-free flour mix and 2 tablespoons of poppy seeds. This will be your dry ingredients for this bread, and then combine with a whisk or spatula and combine until everything is homogeneous. You want no little pockets of flour. Once your mixture is super smooth, you're going to grease your loaf tin of preference. I chose to bake this loaf in a bread tin, but a nice super rectangular bread tin. I heavily greased the sides with some olive oil, and then I just put my batter in there as is. I flattened it out just a little bit, but not too much, to get rid of any air bubbles. And you're going to bake this loaf just like any other loaf in a preheated oven set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius. You're going to bake this bad boy for 45 minutes. You can flip halfway if you want to, but know that your oven will lose heat once you open that door. Afterwards, let your bread rest for 15 minutes on the countertop, still in the loaf pan, and then release it very, very gently. The way I like to do it, just like you've probably done a million times if you're a seasoned baker, is using a wire rack or a plate. A wire rack works best in my opinion because it kind of releases that heat really, really quickly, and then you just gently remove the bread mold from the exterior, and out you have your loaf. If you've heavily greased your pan, this will be super simple, works like a charm every time. Your lemon loaf will look a little naked at this point, but still very beautiful. You want it to cool completely on this wire rack, anywhere between 2 to 3 hours. You really, really want it to be as cool as possible because when you add your icing sugar topping, it won't melt. You want to add 2 cups of powdered monk fruit sweetener and a tablespoon of lemon juice to a medium mixing bowl. And if you want to thin it because it's not the consistency you desire, just add a little bit of non-dairy milk and combine until really nice and smooth. You can then take your loaf that's been completely cooled, cover your loaf with icing on the top. You can make as much or as little as you'd like, and since it's made with monk fruit sweetener, it really doesn't have that many calories, so feel free to use it generously. This icing sugar is some of my favorite little hacks to do. The monk fruit sweetener is a little bit of an investment, but it's totally worth it, especially if you want to indulge in your homemade baked goods without any guilt. I like to then top it with a little bit of additional poppy seeds for an aesthetic look, and the loaf will last up to 5 days at room temperature. If you guys like this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel for videos every single Friday for full recipes and daily shorts.